And this is always my favorite part of a rundown is when I get to hear the fun stuff you're making all the noise with. But before that, I have a technique question because you have a guitar on now. But I see you playing with picks and without picks, and how do you, dictate what's gonna get a pick, what's not? It's just such an interesting style.
Yeah, certain techniques. Like I do a lot of the slap stuff. It's kind of like alternate picking with your thumb.
It allows you to get those cool triplets and stuff in there too.
So yeah, it's like a Victor Wooten, Reggie Wooten sort of thing that I've started applying to guitar. And when you have this many strings, it's really cool to be able to utilize an open right hand, because then you can get a lot of the
So interesting. Wow. Man, I love it. I just had to ask about that real quick.
Yeah.
And then as far as picks go, like, are you really picky about your pick?
I am picky about my picks.
All right, let's talk about it.
Pun intended. These are Prime Tone. This is a signature pick I'm doing with Dunlop.
Oh, wow.
Prime Tone is a material that they've come up with. And it's like the size of a Jazz 3, but I mean, these things never wear down. And they have a different feel. It's like that really beveled, almost like, you remember like Red Bear picks, or I think it's like kind of targeting that feel, which is really dope. I really like them.
And as far as density, is it like a pretty...
It's 1.4 millimeters.
Oh, okay. Wow.
It's thick, but not, I mean, yeah, it's pretty thick.
It's pretty thick, yeah. I mean, that's a pretty dank little pick you got there.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. All right, well, now on to pedals. So, walk me through the chain. Obviously, you're going through the Octaswitch, which must make your life a little bit easier.
Yeah, so the Carl Mountain Octaswitch is a loop switcher that allows you to individually input pedals. They all have a location, and then you build presets essentially by flipping up
little dip switches.
Little dip switches that relate to which position the pedal is in. So I have this, it's kind of like a linear signal where I go in to the tuner and then I hit this KHDK clean boost, which is a really nice clean boost. Basically, I use it just to get the Morgan to be like louder, because we'll have clean guitar, but it's got to cut through another 8-string guitar and drums. So I want that signal to be clean without breaking up, but I need it to be louder.
Excited, almost.
Yeah. So yeah.
Difference.
Yeah.
Is that like an always on kind of pedal?
It used to be. Now I'm like, I don't want it to drive my distortion pedals too much. So I've started using it specifically when I have clean parts, like say I need to, I don't know, like a, you good? So when I need that stuff to cut above the mix, I'll kick it on.
Kick it on, sure.
And then another clean boost I have is this Harlow pedal. Now this is a collaboration between Rupert Neve and Reinhold Bogner, which is like insane.
That is crazy. So is it like a Neve Pre or something like that, or does it give you that vibe?
I think it's kind of got that discrete Neve Pre circuitry sound, and then it also has like a transformer in it, like a mini transformer inside of the box. Pedal. Yeah, and so it's a really cool. I think they describe it as a compressor for people who don't like compression.
Sure.
So like, I have it pretty moderately set.
Yeah, it looks pretty conservative.
So if I was to do something like, I mean, it's like pretty crazy. So like, you know what I mean?
Huge difference, yeah.
Yeah, I really, really dig it. And it's great for clean parts that I need to cut too as well. If I'm doing something even as simple as like, Yeah, it just excites the signal. It gives a little bit of like, almost like power amp compression. It's
yeah,
like
I was gonna say it almost sounds like a type of compression, almost like a piece of outboard gear, really.
Yeah, it's a great pedal because it feels like you got your amp louder. That's the type of compression you get, as opposed to this squashing, narrowing thing. You feel like you've turned up your amp. It's like a genius thing.
It almost is counterintuitive because when you hear it kicked on, it doesn't sound. I mean, it's slightly compressed, but it almost sounds bigger in a way. Yeah.
Yeah,
you're
right.
Bigger.
The image expands.
Yeah,
it's really, really dope. So then I have various drive pedals. I have more drive pedals in gain stages than anything else on this board. So incrementally, if I go from preset 1 to 2, we get to my slap tone, which I'm using the Friedman BE OD pedal. This is basically, I mean, Friedman does great stuff.
Yeah.
It's almost like a Marshall from heaven with like a modern, like tight low end and gain structure. So that's what this guy.